Hey folks, Garry Kelly here from gkmedia.ie. This week I've added a talk for you to listen to that I gave at the Abcommerce Summit in Laois for Irish retailers in March of this year. The talk focuses on firstly having the right attitude about marketing and then using the right tools to help scale your branding and grow your sales. I was limited with time giving this as I was the last key speaker on the day, so there's a lot of quick fire points which hopefully you will take something from. Finally, I just want to thank you and everyone who has listened to the show and supported the podcast. The feedback has been amazing, so positive, so encouraging, and I'm so happy that some of you are finding the content helpful. This is a GK Media podcast.
Bubbles is a big thing for me. What do I mean about bubbles? I mean, we're all in a bubble, especially when you're working. You know, the colleagues you work with, that's your bubble. The customers, you go home, your partner might ask you how's work, your children might or whatever, but that's generally most of our bubble during the day. Same if you're in college, if you're studying, or with your friends, even your friends, if you have your own business, they might say, how's work? We're just completely caught up in this bubble that we have, and the reality is about business and your business is nobody cares. We're in the bubble where we think everybody cares, but if we start off when it comes to marketing with the acceptance that nobody actually cares about our business, that's the right step to start off with, because then we have a clean slate. So we're wondering, well, what do we do? And the solution is video, okay? I've worked in many areas. I've worked in print, radio, websites, but video, of all the things that I've been working with, is certainly one of the most powerful. It's more engaging for someone. It's entertaining, or you can make it entertaining. Visually, we see the product, the service, the client, your business, whatever it is, the location. We get an idea of the company culture. We get to hear what you're emphasizing on. Also, there's a recognition. So if you feature in the video, there's a recognition that comes not only with your face, but with your voice. I started working in radio in 2007, and I set up GK Media in 2013. And I found it very strange how a lot of doors were opening to me locally in Galway very quickly. And that was simply that they recognized the voice. So, you know, getting yourself out there, whether it's your face or your voice, has an advantage. The music you use sets the tone as well, whether it's Benny Hill, Jaws, The Exorcist, whatever music you have in the background. It sets the tone of your product or your business. And additionally, you can emphasize things with text. So why video though? Well, as we were saying there, 50 times more likely to appear on the first page of a search engine results page if your website includes video. Video is projected to claim more than 82% of all web traffic now by the end of 2022. These stats are going up year on year, 15 times higher than it was in 2017. 4 times as many customers, as we were saying there as well, would rather watch a video about a product or service than read about it, because you get so much more by seeing what the product looks like. 90% of customers report that product videos help them make purchasing decisions. So the types of videos, you can do your general ads like we saw there with Revive Active, customer testimonials, which are very powerful, explainer videos, how does the product work? Interviews, you could do an interview with someone who is using the product, you could do live streaming. Unboxing is very popular on YouTube. Look at what Apple did. They completely changed the market when they created that whole experience of opening up your new iPhone or iMac. Product videos as such, tutorials, how to use the product, video blogs, get influencers involved. There's loads you can do with video content. But subtitles is key as well, because 85% of Facebook videos are watched without sound. And we are part of the scrolling generation, so you're looking for imagery that catches the eye. But we got to know what our message is. There's no point just running off with your smartphone or your video camera on your shoulder. You have to know what it is that you're selling, what it is that you're saying. So if you're a retailer and you rely a lot on people walking into your store, what's your USP for selling a product? Is it location? Have you free parking or convenient parking? Is it the prices you offer? The knowledge of the staff? Are you a good influencer? Have you people out there acting as influencers for your business? Maybe it's the culture, the ethos, the history of the business. Maybe you're great at solving problems for people. Or if it's online then, is it the reviews you have, the ratings, good relevant content, engaging personality, strong branding, price, knowledge. So know what your message is and know what's unique about you. Keep your message simple though. It's always generally 1 point per video. Be different. So the worst thing you can do is see what your competitor is at and copy them. They say really we should actually be doing the opposite to what the mass people are doing, because if everyone else is doing that, then we need to think outside the box and try to do something a little different to catch the attention of our potential customer. Humor is great as well. Humor, or throw in a baby or a dog or a cat. Those things always seem to work well if you're creative enough to come up with some concept to make it work. Knowledge sharing is a very powerful thing nowadays as well in video content. And to put it in a nutshell, I often reference Woody's DIY, who a few years ago released a series of videos, how to drill through a piece of wood without splitting the timber, how to wire a socket without electrocuting yourself. Simple, practical tips. And what it is it's saying we are the experts. We have the knowledge, we have the know-how. Come to us, we will provide the solution, we will solve the problem. So little tips that you can give, that bit of knowledge sharing, giving a little bit to hopefully get more back does make a difference. And show off your personality. People buy into feelings, stories, and authenticity. So the key thing always is to be yourself. Don't suddenly start doing somersaults if it's not something they usually do on a Monday morning. Be yourself and let that come through naturally. So smartphones. A lot of us will want to do videos on smartphones, so a few tips. First of all, use a gimbal. They stabilize the camera. The best brand is DJI. So you're better off investing in getting a proper gimbal. They can range from 110 to 150 euro. It depends if you end up on a good website or a bad website. So use a gimbal. It'll stabilize the shot. It'll give you a lot of motion, a lot of movement. You can do wonders with it. And then extra lights as well, because unfortunately, smartphones, as good as they are, they're not great with low light. So the more light you can bring in, if you're shooting a little video, the better. You can get those light boxes up there that you see, you can get them easily on the likes of eBay or Amazon. They're not huge money. Or you can invest in LED lights. They're handy as well, where you can put them on top of a video camera. You can get small LED lights for on top of a smartphone. And they're battery operated, so it gives you that bit more flexibility and mobility. Again, use motion, use a slider, which is what you kind of see in the bottom slide there. But I think show the product being used is actually quite important. Other option is just get your face out there in front of the camera. Talk about the product. So when you're doing that, smile. Smile is the key seller. Talk naturally. Pace yourself, come across passionate. If you're selling something, you have to be passionate about it. Otherwise, no one else is going to believe that it is such a great product. So you always have to up your performance by about 10% when there's a camera put in front of you. Good sound is important, okay? We can forgive bad picture naturally, but we never forgive poor sound. Sound is essential. If people don't hear what you're saying, the message is lost. Good light as well. Have the camera steady. You don't want anyone with the jitters. 3 good things. Good composition. So nice, clean shot, good light, good sound. And if you're using music in your video, make sure that the music is licensed. Again, videos under 2 minutes get the most engagement because we like just to kind of get quick information and move on. 33% of viewers will stop watching a video after 30 seconds, 45% after 1 minute, and 60% by 2 minutes. Evergreen marketing is something that I love and completely believe in. Encourage people to embrace this whole idea of evergreen marketing. If we're doing, we'll say, a professional video. So someone comes in and does a professional video shoot for your organization. There's loads that you can do with that 1 3-minute video. So you can put the video up on Facebook, YouTube, possibly LinkedIn if you're on it. Then you can whittle it down to a 2-minute version. Shorter version for Twitter, shorter again for Instagram, have it under 60 seconds. Then you can just get little clippings from it that are under 7 seconds, put them on your stories on Facebook and Instagram. You can also do a bumper ad on YouTube that's 6 seconds. You can do screen grabs of the visuals that you can use as photographs for brochures, websites, so on. You can use the audio if you have a podcast right now. I'm recording this talk because I've been doing a few talks over the last while, so I'm actually creating a podcast channel at the moment where I'm putting out these talks via audio, and then I'll be doing weekly kind of tips as well for people. You can do audio clippings as well from what's featured in the talk for actual radio adverts, and you can transcribe what people are saying, especially if it's testimonials, as quoted text on a website for PR releases and so on. And that is just from one video that is possibly 3 minutes. So evergreen, it's all about recycling the content, getting as much out of it as possible. So be memorable and bombard people because there's so much noise out there, there's so much distraction. So it's so hard for you to kind of get your message out there, get your product out there. So you got to keep bombarding them. In-house video benefits, it's cheap. So you can use your smartphone. There's a quick turnaround if staff are trained up on how to use the gear. It does give that personal touch, and staff do have a great in-depth knowledge, and they know from maybe dealing with customers on a one-to-one basis what are the keywords in selling something. Problems though, staff generally need training on the gear. Purchases are needed. It can be time consuming if you're not savvy at editing. Again, there can be issues with music rights, consent forms, GDPR, depending on how you shoot it, and you will have to purchase editing software. There will be people out there who will say use editing software that you can get on your phone or your iPad. Personally speaking, life's too short for banging your head off a screen for hours. Maybe invest in downloading the software on it to a computer. With a professional video shoot then, if you do it professionally, it looks professional. I've seen horrific videos that people have done themselves, so there is that advantage. You have the extra creative source, there's a fast turnaround, you don't have to hire equipment, staff don't need to be trained, all that. It can be expensive. Generally, crews need 2 to 3 weeks notice to do a shoot, and it removes the learning curve for staff if you're a big fan of kind of training staff up on everything so you have full control of what you're doing. Sell, sell, sell. So I just took this clip from QVC where they sell you anything. They're so excited about anything. But what's working is it's the passions coming across. They're explaining how it works and all that. So think about that when it comes to your products. This is something then shot by Video Sherpa, which is a Galway-based company, and they do all of their stuff where you can avail of their equipment. They'll give you the gimbal, they'll give you the software, the editing tools, and you can video stuff on your smartphone. So they shot this a couple of days ago for us for this talk today, just to give you an idea of the sort of thing you can do with a smartphone of a salesman sitting in a car talking about the new car. This is a DSLR and a smartphone being incorporated into one video. So the shots we got of people actually playing sports was all shot on a smartphone with a gimbal, which we wouldn't have been able to manage on a DSLR with the gimbals that are this wide. So you get an idea of just kind of how you can really get in there and get some cool shots by just using a DSLR and a smartphone. So handy if you ever get onto the pitch during the Six Nations. And then another idea of branding is we're doing a weekly film show where we've actually gotten Facebook, iCinema and Club Orange on as sponsors because we're tapping in to the audience that they want. It's a film review show that's kicking off in a couple of weeks' time. So again, maybe there's interesting ways that you can get your name out there. So we're coming towards the end. General tips, video, video, video. If you're not doing video at the moment, do slap yourself on the wrist. Be yourself. Try out different styles, know your message, your tone, good sound, good times to post there is up on the screen as well. Always use hashtags. Bloopers can be fun as well. It shows a bit of crack is in the organization and enjoy the process. And then finally then, I'm hoping to do workshops once we get past this COVID-19 thing. If anyone is interested, I'll be doing group sessions in Galway, or I can do one-on-one training where I do go to companies, bring all the gear and kind of go through it on a step-by-step basis. So that's it. If anyone wants to get information about those courses, just drop an email to hello@gkmedia.ie and I'll send you on more information in a few weeks' time. Thank you very much.
There you go. That's a snippet from a talk I gave for Irish retailers back in March. If you need any help in digital content or marketing solutions, please follow GK Media on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook or LinkedIn, or check out our website gkmedia.ie. Garry Talks is also on Instagram. Most importantly, please subscribe to this podcast. Stay safe, stay sane.